Hello everyone, welcome back to the new episode of the new year. Um,
Oh,
episode 52. Um, as you would have seen, as I tweeted it out, um, obviously we were meant to have come back at the beginning of the new year, but shit happens.
yeah,
So
depression decided to rear its
yeah,
ugly fucking head.
well, yeah,
I've been
it's
having the
that time of
shittiest
year.
fucking weeks.
Yeah. But we are back. And before I forget, next week we have two interviews lined up. We have the wonderful Heather Patterson returning again.
That's
Um,
amazing. I love
this
her.
this Monday coming, and on Thursday next week we have Susie Green, the former executive of Mermaids, as well.
We we get like
So
all these, we get like all these serious people, and then
yeah,
we bring them on here, and it's just me screaming cunt at things. It's just
yeah,
like Jesus fucking Christ.
yeah,
Like
um,
these people do proper fucking important work, and
yeah.
I'm a vitriolic cunt on Twitter. I love it. I do love that. It's just like yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we have that happening next week, and so what I am thinking, this is the preamble before we actually get into it, because this is what we always do. Because of those
Yeah.
two interviews next week, I'm thinking of taking a break from topics and just doing like reviewing a movie or a book,
Yeah.
and then go back to topics, because that way then it's better for us, it's better for our sanity. And so,
Yeah, like those discussions will probably really include some fucking heavy bullshit because it tends to do that. So, like,
yeah,
yeah, that's probably a good idea to have like a break in there.
yeah. So that will. So
I
yeah.
guess.
Um. So that's what you got coming up next week. Um. So yeah.
Mm,
Um.
yeah,
So I'm sure that'll be fun. Um.
I will fucking
Yeah.
grand. I need to make. What the
But
fuck? What do you
in
mean
terms,
run out of?
terms of
Sorry.
sorry, in terms of a catch up, because obviously it's only been a week since the new year began, effectively.
Yeah.
Um. My Christmas, New Year was okay. Spending it with family. Um,
Cool.
same old, boring. Christmas isn't what it used to be. In terms of there used to be like Christmas stuff on TV, but now it's all crap. But it's
Yeah.
as good as it can be, I guess. Um, I know you. I know it's a bit. I know it's hard for you.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
don't
like,
like Christmas.
yeah.
Um.
Neither do I
Well.
suppose. But to be honest, neither do I. But I suppose it's like it's like one of those excuses where you can indulge in food a lot
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than you
I mean.
normally would. So
Yeah. I mean. I get it. I'm not like.
yeah,
It's just like Christmas involves going home to see my family, and
yeah,
like the reason I keep loving my family is by never talking to them. So it's
yeah,
so it's like it's kind of rough to be reminded that they're all fucking giant pieces of shit.
yeah.
But this year was like better because I had my boyfriend there.
Oh, that's not. Oh,
And
yeah.
he had never met him before.
Oh, right.
Uh, he had he had never met mom. And like she was pleasant to him. Like she's evil, but she's not mean. Like she doesn't like
Oh, right,
intend to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
She's just like she doesn't understand that we are completely different people and like do not mix well, her and I.
Right.
She thinks that everything I say is provocation, and I think that that's fucking stupid. So, and
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
shut the fuck up. Like I can't for some reason, like I know this, but I can't dive into it. I can't not dive into it. Like, oh, a fight's brewing, let's go. Um, but
yeah,
it was very interesting because he was like, You never talk to each other. Like we talk around each other every time we hold a conversation. We do not talk about the same thing. We never do, and we don't understand what the other person is talking about. And like she doesn't
yeah.
get that, which is
Yeah,
too
we
bad. But
yeah, we have my my intermediate family I get on with. It's more so the cousins side. I don't really speak to my outer family unit. It's mainly like I just said, my mum, my brother,
yeah,
and friends of the family. We talk, we get on. I don't really talk to them, but I get what you mean. We have that in my family. The dysfunctional family members who completely go off the deep end, say flipping stupid shit. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. And like I get also like my mom is ancient. Like she's 73 years old or something. She's like 39, 71, and she's 39 years older than I am. So she's 71. And like
Yeah,
so she has like but all of her children are like different variations of deviance. So she's very progressive in a sense that she's progressive for a 71-year-old. So
right.
like she's still born in the fucking 50s.
Yeah,
And like I get along great with my dad, but that's only because he's dead. And like
yeah,
so yeah.
yeah,
But my Christmas was fine. My New Year's fucking sucked dick. But that was mainly due to me like feeling I left the town and like had New Year's at like friend's house outside of Stockholm, way outside of Stockholm, not even close to Stockholm actually. I went out of town. It wasn't like I went to a suburb.
right.
I don't know why I said outside of Stockholm. That sounds like I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah, I went out of Stockholm to see a friend and for New Year's and like uh I just I don't know. I felt like fucking garbage, and I've been yeah. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I've started animating.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I seen the
Yeah,
clip. Yeah,
I'm actually gonna do one of those things right now where I force feed our listeners some of my shit. So I started sharing a screen now.
yeah,
I think I should have like my computer is fucking rubbish. Let's see. There we go. Can you see it?
yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing this since uh last night. Um, I started on this one. So let's see. It's 16 seconds as of yet, and I don't have any sound on it yet. But like, um, I just fascination with those little fucking smiley, shadowy figures, and that's as far as I've come. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and now I'm gonna
Awesome.
stop sharing. And like because I learned how to draw last year. And I also learned how to edit video like last year as well. It was a weird year of realization for me. Like it was also the worst year of my fucking life. I have to admit to that. But so I'm happy we're in 2025. Yeah,
Yeah,
2025.
yeah,
Which is already like it started better off than the last year ended. So like I don't know.
yeah,
I'm doing well now. Like it's not. There's nothing. It's not like serious. It's just like my depression has been kicking my fucking ass these weeks.
yeah. It always happens this time of year.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
happens this
like I
time of year, and then it sort of. I mean, I can only speak for myself.
Mhm.
It starts this year, hence why I keep myself busy so much. Um, Creatively speaking speaking and all that. And then
Mhm.
it kind of peters away a little bit as the months go by, but then it starts. But then when gets to September, October, November time, that's where it sort of dips. But for me,
Yeah.
depression is a constant and it's constant in a way. But it does ebb
Yeah,
and flow.
yeah,
It
yeah.
does ebb and flow.
Yeah,
So
same. But it's like some days it's like I am clinically depressed, like I am that, like that doesn't change. This is I'm fucking uh, yeah, fucking big fucking surprise to anyone who didn't know that, right? Um, the weird shouty cunt is clinically depressed. Who the fuck would have guessed? The
yeah,
person living in a constant state of narcotically induced fucking psychosis. Yeah, she might be depressed. Who would have thunk?
yeah,
But yeah, it's been but mainly I've had it. It's been on going for so long that most of the times it's not a big issue really.
yeah,
It's mostly annoying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Annoying, yeah.
Holy fucking shit! That fucking clip I just showed you, that ate like 46 gigabytes of my fucking application memory on the computer. Like holy fucking hell! I have to shut VLC down right now.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, that's like the thing. Like I'm animating on a piece of shit. I have no idea how the fuck my computer hasn't been set on fire yet.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, 2025. It's like any other new year.
Yeah.
Things start off good. Um. But we'll wait and see because obviously we are obviously 12 days away from Donald Trump being officially the new president. So we'll just wait and see what happens.
I'm still so fucking mad that I didn't like this year. I said I was going to bet on it this time, but I didn't. I've known this. I'm so sad. I'm so angry that I can't even get anything good out of it.
Yeah, like I said in one of our probably in our 40 plus episodes that we did,
Yeah.
when the result came in,
Yeah.
um, you know, I wanted there to be first female president, right? Yes, I
Yeah, that
understand
would
this.
have like
Yeah, I understand
that would
that
have sucked.
yeah, I understand that she has her faults. Anyone has Everyone has flaws, right? I'm not saying she's a fucking angel, but it would have been historic, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Like at least would have been something instead
yeah,
we get instead we get like flashlights again.
yeah, but even though that was what I hoped for the American people, deep down, deep down, I already knew that Trump was going to win. I just knew it.
Yeah, like I've been saying it for like a few episodes. I remember saying it when I lived in my other place, so that was like at least half a year ago.
Yeah,
I think it was like during the spring. I was like I said that there is not a doubt in my mind that he's going to win or something.
yeah,
Like not that I want it to happen. Of course, I don't want him to win. Like uh,
yeah,
would you? Wouldn't you rather have Kamala Harris? Yeah, of course I would. I would rather have a fucking rabid grizzly bear
yeah.
as president than that fucking piece of shit. But like, I didn't believe it. I have no faith in the fucking American people.
No, and the first article I'm going to bring up because Republicans being Republicans, they have already begun 2025 by introducing one of the first anti-LGBTQ plus bills of the year. A
Oh, it took them
continuation,
long enough.
yeah, this is a continuation of Republicans' ongoing campaign to restrict transgender rights. House Bill 1041, authored by GOP State Rep. Michelle Davis, seeks to expand the state's 2022 ban on transgender girls in K-12 sports to college athletics. The legislation mandates that intercollegiate athletics teams to be categorized as male, female, or co-educational, barring transgender women from participating on women's teams. The latest measure is part of a broader national trend targeting transgender people with 574 anti-LGBTQ+ bills introduced in state legislatures in 2024. So they really are amping up their hatred at the start of the year.
Yeah, but me being mean to turfs, that's the problem.
Oh yeah, and oh yeah, in one of the articles I was looking at, someone else has become a new member for LGB Alliance over the week, and
Oh.
we'll get to that one. Um,
Mhm.
so many of these bills, including several passed into law, focused on restricting access to gender-affirming care, limiting transgender participation in sports, and imposing curriculum censorship. So, basically, the curriculum censorship is basically following on from the sanctimonious wanting to remove education.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's where that stems from. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. Davis
Huh.
claims the bill is about ensuring fairness in sports. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure
Mm.
trans athletes don't have any advantage. But hey ho,
Yeah, that's like been proven. But also like there is no fairness. Like I'm sorry,
no,
people have different physical. I'm sorry to sound
no,
like that, but like for example, I'm weirdly fast. Like I'm a fucking brutally fast runner. And I have the lungs of an athlete, even though I've smoked a pack a day for 20 years. I do not know
yeah,
how those two go together. I am a medical marvel. But but like that's not fair. That's my outset. Like
yeah,
if I trained, I
exactly,
would be fucking god. But uh, but like that's just how it is.
yeah.
There is
It's
no
like
fairness.
exactly, and it's like does does doping go on? Of course, there are
Yeah,
doping scandals all the time.
yeah.
Don't just
Personally, I think that's what we do to keep the sports interesting.
yeah, exactly. But they don't. But they don't discuss that. Oh, it's all trans people. It's all trans women's fault. No, doping scandals go on. People abuse steroids. It's a fact. But anywho, um, Indiana's 2022 sports ban for K-12 students faced significant backlash, including protests and a veto from then Governor Eric Holcomb, who argued the measure addressed a non-existent problem. Some common sense has come through. The Republican-led legislature ultimately overrode his veto, and the law went into effect. A lawsuit brought by the ACLU of Indiana on behalf of a transgender student led to a preliminary injunction, though the case was later dropped after the student changed schools. Effectively, the student dropped out. The introduction of HB 1041 signals another chapter in the ongoing legislative assault on LGBTQ plus rights, with Republican U.S. Senator Mike Braun, who has publicly supported restricting transgender participants in sports, set to take the governor's office on January 13th. The bill's passage seems increasingly likely after the state legislature convenes on January 8th. So basically, they're trying to repass that. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
basically they're trying to push one of many bills as early as possible.
yeah, of course. Like, gotta
Like,
get in the right and stuff.
yeah. Um, and this
Why
one,
let people live their lives? Like, why not ruin like what little fun there is?
yeah,
Those fucking people.
and yeah, this next article, um, although this is from 2024, I think it's still relevant because I have a strong feeling that with all the bills that the Republicans want to, introduce, this one will more than likely pop up again later down the
Yeah.
line. So even though this article is from a year ago, I think it's still relevant personally. So
Okay.
a Republican legislator in Indiana wants to define gender in state law as the biological sex assigned at birth, effectively erasing transgender and non-binary people and deny recognition to same-sex marriages.
Oh,
Repu-
he just snuck that one in at the end of the day.
yeah, um, Chris Judy's House Bill 1291 introduced for consideration in this year's session of the Indiana legislature. Now, bear in mind again, this is from last year, so I'm just raising this as a potential re-pop up for this year.
Yeah.
Um, would amend state statutes to replace the term gender with biological sex based on a person's sex assigned at birth and reproductive capabilities. Sex means the biological genetic identity of a person as either male or female. The bill reads, this term does not include gender identity or any other term that conveys a person's subjective identification of a term other than male or female.
Yeah.
So if this House bill,
Why are these people so fucking bothered?
I don't know. So if this House bill, which I'm not predicting it will, I'm not saying it will or it won't, but if it did, this bill would seek to basically erase transgender and non-binary people and deny recognition of same-sex marriages. Now, this has already happened in other bills that have been
Yeah.
passed, but no,
Yeah, but we gotta make sure that the trannies know that they really aren't welcome.
yeah, exactly.
Jesus
Um,
fucking Christ.
this would affect discrimination cases, driver's licenses, and other official documents, state data collection, and more. Indiana law doesn't ban anti-LGBTQ plus discrimination, but the US Supreme Court ruled in 2020, that a federal law against sex discrimination in employment applies to discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. The
Hmm.
bill also would replace gender with biological sex in the state's marriage law. So it would read, a marriage between persons of the same sex is void in Indiana even if the marriage is lawful in the place where it is solemnized. Indiana's ban on same-sex
Someone needs to
marriage,
beat the shit out of these motherfuckers.
uh,
I'm sorry, but Jesus Christ.
Indiana's ban on same-sex marriage is still on the books, and it still is. So that's my prediction. Even though enforced since 2014, when the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit voided it and the Supreme Court left that ruling stand. The following year, the Supreme Court struck down all remaining state laws denying marriage equality. In 2022, the federal government adopted the Respect for Marriage Act, which would protect marriage equality if the Supreme Court ever reverses itself. States will not have to allow same-sex marriages, but they will still have to recognize those performed in other states. Indiana U.S. Senator Todd Young was one of only 12 Republican senators who voted for it. So
Imagine being the worst of the Republican senators. Like, imagine being so fucking shit that you're one of the worst of the worst.
exactly.
Like,
So again, I reiterate for those listening.
your team fucking sucks, and you're the worst in your team.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you useless cunt.
Yeah. So again, to reiterate, this article I'm reading is from January. It's from January 12th, 2024. But do bear in mind that this House bill could very well pop up again, and this time they could go even further. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, they've gotten more shameless. Like.
Exactly. But right, the next one, right, this one. Let me. Notifications. Right, so this next one is a transgender child molester at a women's prison has been accused of sexually assaulting her cellmate. Former Washington Correction Center for Women inmates Mossy Clark Sanchez claims Christopher Scott Williams, who identifies as a woman, subjected her to months of stalking, threats of violence, and sexual harassment and assault while they were cellmates.
Yeah.
In a federal lawsuit, Clark Sanchez claims Williams petitioned the Washington State Department of Corrections to be recognized as a female and transferred to a women's prison. Williams had allegedly assaulted a male prison guard to the point that he was rendered unconscious, according to Kiro. Right. So
basically, it doesn't matter if it's like this would have happened if it was into a male prison as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
During that time, Clark Sanchez claims Williams, who slept on the top bunk, was threatened to rape her, ogled her while she was in the shower, and constantly asked for sex, including once with a homemade dildo he brought into the cell. Yeah, so Mr. Williams would hover menacingly over Mrs. Clark's bunk with an erection while touching himself. This is just
fucking sick person.
Yeah, this is like whenever because the first thing TERFs will do is when they can't win an argument, they will represent, or they will present an image like this one and claim this person's trans. Like for me, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say this person is trans just because he identifies as one. In this instance, because of the disgusting acts that this person does.
Yeah, and do you if whether or not they're trans, fuck it. They're cunt. Like that's the main thing that they are. I don't give a shit about their identity. I give a shit about the fact that they're a bad fucking person.
Yeah, and if those of you who
Like, yeah, it's a reprehensible thing to do.
Yeah,
I agree.
and those of you who seem to hate watch us and seem to clip like the wrong parts of what we actually said, if you actually go back to one of our many first episodes, we actually said that regardless of if you're trans or not, if you do despicable things to anyone,
Fuck you.
then you deserve to have what's coming to you, regardless
Yeah.
of whether you're straight or
I
trans.
think I'm on record saying trans or not, anyone who abuses a child, kill yourself.
No.
Like I'm not fucking joking around about it. I'm not pretending like these are people are good, but even just because they're trans, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And again, just because, and again, this is what makes me laugh, right? Is that if we look at the straight community, right?
Yeah.
And right, there is a small core group of cis men who who beat up women, abuse children, right? They do all sorts of things, right? Does that mean that small, core, loud, violent group, does that mean that they represent all men? No, it doesn't. The same with the trans
No, of
community.
course.
There will be a small core, loud group who will do despicable things, and but that's the same in every other community. For me, because of what happened to me, I don't go around accusing all men of being abusers. No, because I'm not stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what you're dealing with when you confront a turf, because they lump everyone. It's like, no, like it's that simple,
It really is. It's like,
But yeah,
yeah.
and
Um,
I'm sure Heather Patterson will say the same. Will agree. I'm
yeah.
sure Susie
Oh, I'm
Green.
looking forward to that. She's so
Yeah,
fucking great.
yeah, she is. I'm sure when we interview Susie Green, if I said what I just said now to her, I'm sure she will agree. She
Yeah,
might not, but that's okay, right? We all have our different perspectives,
yeah.
but you can't lump one person who represents a tiny minority and say, oh, because she did that, oh, they're all the same. No,
Yeah, imagine if someone did that, like, and it's like me, like, uh, you're trans and you are like, I'm sorry, I had to check up my PIN number because I had to go run to buy cigarettes, like before 10 o'clock. So that I have, and I have a new card. Anyway, yeah, like before, uh, like every trans person is a fucking loves cocaine, and that's just not true. There are some trans people who are uncool.
yeah, exactly. It's like,
Like it's so fucking weird. It's so bizarre. And that's why I take such issue with people like that fucking piece of shit on Twitter who decided to ruin her fucking night. Uh,
yeah.
um, the one who scolded me like a fucking sad little child.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been angrier. I was fucking furious. She's the worst person I've interacted with. Fuck that. Like, Turfs, you've got nothing on trans people when it comes to this shit. That's the worst person I've ever interacted with in my fucking life. If that was a trans person, I still want her to fucking die.
Yeah.
If it is, like, I don't know if that's a troll or not. If it's a troll, fucking bravo, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't think it is. Also, like, they'll get their punishment in hell. No, they fucking won't. Hell doesn't exist, you fucking cunt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to
No, it's all right.
jump onto that one.
Right, so talking like a few minutes ago, I mentioned LGB Alliance. Well,
Yeah.
they have a new trustee, and that new trustee is a former MP over here by the name of Joanna Cherry.
Oh.
Former MP Joanna Cherry set to anger the Scottish National Party with new role at charity critical of trans stance. A fresh salvo in the SNP's gender wars was fired last night as Joanna Cherry became a trustee of gay rights charity. They're not a charity, but okay. Which has been critical
really
of the
are.
party's trans policies. And do you know what? Do you know what's funny? Because I called out. You might have seen. I don't know, but I called out a local politician in Brighton.
So something like that. I have really been off Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, aside from the few things that I've posted myself, I haven't really been on there at all.
Yeah, I called out someone called Laurie. Let me go and have a look, because Laurie Barton or something. Because you know he's also transphobe as well. And what's funny is I've had Katie. I've had Kate, the CEO of LGB Alliance, come after me.
Yeah, because it. Like, I mean, their founding member is a groomer.
Yeah.
Like, Ariel carcinogenic or whatever the fucking name is.
Oh yeah. 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 So
I've hated her for so long. It's so nice to get to confirm that she's a piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
I've got, she's one of those where I had her fucking videos recommended at me, and fuck her. She's so fucking boring. Like,
Yeah.
that's my gripe with her.
Yeah. So in a move set to enrage nationalists, former SNP MP Miss Cherry has officially joined the LGB Alliance board. What the charity has been an outspoken critic of key SNP policies, including Nicola Sturgeon's gender recognition reform bill, Hamza Yousaf's hate crime bill. Oh, God forbid we hate crime, someone. Oh, that'll be alright. Fucking
Yeah.
dicks. And plans for a new conversion therapy law.
Oh.
Yeah, they want to bring conversion therapy back. What fun. And if you don't know that reference, what fun, comes from Miranda Hart. She's a female comedian over here. It comes from her sitcom.
Oh.
The charity has been an outspoken critic. Oh, I've already read that part. Just to recalibrate, right? LGB Alliance formed in 2019 to promote the rights of lesbians, bisexuals, and gay men, as recognised by biological sex. Even though even though they constantly conflate sex with gender, it's their gender that. And the fact they don't seem to realise that they were born gay. Who knew? Who
They
knew?
really are special fucking people.
Yeah, who knew that you can be born straight, born gay? Who knew that you can be born trans? Who knew? Mind blown.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
There are no trans children.
Yeah. Oh.
Every trans person is spawned in adulthood.
Yeah.
Grown from the earth like a fucking flower.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these fucking people. And people take these are politically serious people. Like fuck. No,
yeah.
no, they're not.
Yeah.
Don't take them seriously. No one should.
So yeah. Said Scott said recognized by biological sex. Said Scottish government proposals to make it easier to change gender would entrench homophobia and permanently damage the rights of same-sex attracted people. It blasted hate crime laws for fear they would have a chilling effect on freedom of speech, and it raised concerns that the SNP's conversion therapy plans could be harmful for LGBT people, which it will, but they
Yeah.
can't see that because they're clouded by hate. Miss Cherry has previously told how she faced pushback from the SNP for being aligned with the charity, claiming she was harangued by the party's MPs when she chose to speak at its first conference. One of her former colleagues, John Nicholson, who represented the Ockhill and South Perthshire constituency, supported a bid by transgender charity Mermaids to have LGB Alliance stripped of its charitable status, a case which Mermaids lost. Like, but anyway, but has last night defiant Miss Cherry hailed the charity as a beacon of sense and sanity at a very dark time for lesbians.
Oh, fucking crybaby.
The KC added there are still many battles to fight, including the invasion and erosion of lesbian spaces by heterosexual men. Okay, where's the evidence for that? Like, where's your statistics? I'd love to see that. I'd love to see them. The continued
Really.
of LGBT, yeah, the continued medicalization of LGBT youth through cross-sex hormones, and the horror of elective double mastectomies for young adult lesbians. Where's the evidence? Like, where's your concrete evidence for that? If any of
Up
these
her ass.
people, yeah, if any of these people had genuine evidence, right, we would have no problem in sitting down with them and having a conversation about what needed to be done, how it could be made safer, all of that. We would have no problem in doing that because we're civilized people, aren't we not?
Yeah, like I'm not. I'm a fucking,
Yeah, you know,
I'm a fucking trashy fucking raccoon. I'm not a civilized person. But I'm like, I wouldn't
yeah.
have any problem. Like, I sat down with fucking, what's her name? What's that fucking cunt?
Me too.
Oh yeah, thank you. I think she started following me again. But I had a conversation with that fucking bitch, and she's one of
Yeah.
the dumbest people alive.
Eileen Gallagher, OBE, chair of trustees, LGB Alliance, said, "No one in British politics has done more than Joanna to fight the rise of gender identity ideology. She hasn't done anything, which has so seriously undermined LGBT rights in the last decade. She stood up for lesbians and for LGBT Alliance at a time when it was not only deeply unfashionable, but seriously detrimental to her career in the SNP. Well, first of all, Joanna Cherry wasn't that popular anyway in the SNP, so I'm sure that there'll be plenty of people who would have had a flipping party when she left, and some who won't.
Yeah.
But it's like, but yeah, so
You have such shit luck with politics in your country.
listen.
Fucking hell, the British politicians like decided, like, I don't know what the fuck. It's like they've decided to let's make the circus come to town every day. Fucking clowns.
Yeah, listen, like I made it very clear I've made it clear so many times at this point probably.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of I'm not a fan of our government. Like I've said it before,
Yeah.
I don't vote, right? Because I refuse to. Right? I refuse to vote for inept, inadequate, stupid fools. I'll let other people do that.
Yeah.
Because
That's like general elections.
yeah, I'll let other people do that, which they have been doing, and these people can't seem to see that nothing has changed.
Yeah.
So, but you know, Keir Starmer is an arse. Nigel
Yeah.
Farage is an arse. Recently Nigel Farage and Elon Musk had beef. Um,
Elon, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
because Elon Musk wanted to donate £100 million to Nigel Farage's new Reform UK.
Yeah.
Because in the UK, Reform is basically America's right wing,
Oh yeah.
and they
The
had a beef.
I know.
It's all kicked off.
They had a beef because he wanted to donate to them.
Yeah, Elon Musk wanted to donate £100 million, but Nigel Farage said basically words to the effect of "fuck you," and now Elon Musk is having a meltdown
I
because he's
gotta
a
admit
massive man
though,
baby.
I mean, I fucking hate Nigel Farage. I think he's a fucking cunt. I gotta admit though, baller move actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking keep your money, bitch.
yeah. But now Elon
I'm on
Musk,
his side on in this
yeah.
conversation. In this
So am I. So at least Nigel Farage did the right thing for once.
yeah,
But
like shit.
Elon Musk is a baby. Donald Trump is wanting to invade. He wants to invade Greenland, Mexico, and Canada
Yeah,
because and he posted something on his Truth social where he wants to basically buy Canada and make Canada the 51st state of
oh yeah, I
America.
saw that.
And it's like, first of all, Greenland is owned by Denmark.
Yeah, and he did
It's
this
like,
already. Like last time he was president. Have people forgotten that? Like he's already done this weird fucking Greenland bullshit.
yeah,
He's repeating himself. He's running on fumes.
yeah, he is. Um, it's like,
That's like he gets the ideas that I get after like like during the summer when I had been like up for like 3 4 days straight and I was just like barely communicative and like basically hallucinative.
yeah,
Like that's when I get those kind of ideas. Like we should probably invade Finland,
yeah. Um,
take back the former Eastern colonies.
yeah. I mean, I don't
He's a
know,
fucking
but yeah,
muppet.
um,
Head made of fucking felt.
yeah. J.K. Rowling is back in the news because
Oh,
a week ago from when this article is posted, um, J.K. Rowling claims there are no trans kids.
yeah, sort of.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling has declared that there is no such thing as Trans children. The Harry Potter author, who isn't a very good one at that, um,
No, she can't even fucking read a metaphor.
yeah, who is well known for her contentious views on trans rights, made the statement on X Twitter in response to someone saying they wished she would use her immense power for good and that her hateful focus on trans kids is hurtful and unnecessary. um, right, so let me.
Yeah, and her response is there are no trans kids. She basically said, "You're evil. Why are you evil? Can you stop being evil?" And she's like, "Yeah, but the people you say I'm evil towards don't exist."
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Is that the response? Not, "I'm not an evil person." Don't. Holy shit, you fucking cunt!
yeah, it's like, and
Hello, I'm J.K. Rowling, and I'm a fucking monster.
yeah, because she within the space of, let's say, a week, there were two articles done on her. One where she claimed that trans kids don't exist, and then she basically, like, I'm not going to read the whole article because we basically know what she stands for anyway.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling's transphobia is a news at this point. She's been one of the internet's loudest and proudest turfs for years now. From trash talking cisgender athletes for not meeting her standards of femininity, to condemning Harry Potter actors for supporting trans rights. But her latest tirade against trans folks not only goes after some of the queer community's most vulnerable members, but makes two ludicrous comparisons that have the internet up in flames or up in arms.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, why do these people give her the time of day? Because that's what she's after.
I quote tweeted her yesterday because she was saying something really fucking dumb, but that's also because she's an author and she can't fucking read metaphors. So her handling of that fucking metaphor was the worst thing I've ever seen. My students have have greater literacy in that, and she's a fucking author. She has the literacy levels of a fucking banjo player from Deliverance.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling, and this is just my
I mean, like a
opinion.
pig. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is just my opinion. So if anyone gets butthurt, then I don't care. But to me, I think she had someone else write those books for her.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
because I'm sorry, but
I think
and
that's
that's
so
what,
shit, so you could probably have done it.
yeah,
Like, but it would be really fucking funny if that was it. True. If that turns out to be true. I would love
yeah,
that. I hate her.
yeah, because believe it or not, that's more common than you think. No, not
Oh yeah.
everyone writes their own books. So, you
Then
know,
you get to see how fucking tall I actually am. I reached I fucking that fucking door frame.
yeah,
Fucking giant.
yeah.
I'm just playing.
Also,
I'm just playing first of all. Jesus fucking Christ, everything's just falling down. I'm falling apart right now. Jesus
yeah.
fucking Christ.
Also, just to obviously, I wanted to mention it because obviously we had the very sad passing of the Vivian, um,
Yeah.
who sadly passed away. I'm not going to speculate because this only happened yesterday or the day before. But I do know that from what she has said herself, that she did have some addiction issues. Now again, that's not me speculating because I'm not going to say what her cause of death was because I don't know.
Oh,
But
who the fuck knows?
her passing was very not expected. She was a huge asset to the drag community.
Yeah.
Uh, and she was only 32.
He was my age.
Yeah.
Yes.
My thoughts and condolences go out to her family. You
Uh,
know, at this time. So I just wanted to bring
if
it up.
I want to be upfront, if I pass away, that's going to be because of an overdose. I'm sorry. That's just it's that just be. I want that reported, no matter what it is. Say that that's why.
Yeah, because I never got the chance to meet her or go to one of her shows. But she was extremely funny, extremely talented. Um, I remember her when she was on Drag Race and she did Donald Trump impersonation.
Oh,
It
nice.
was hilarious.
Like I've said it before. My knowledge of the drag community is like slim to fucking none. I'm such a shit ally. Uh, but like yeah, from what I've seen from her, she seems like a fun person. I don't know. I always said when people die, like this, it's not good to die.
No,
Uh, we try to avoid it.
yeah. Um, but I mean, it's one of those things. It happen. People die at a young age, a lot more than you think. It's not right. They shouldn't be dying that early.
Yeah,
But
I've had
it's one
many
of those.
people die like in my life, like weirdly many people. I had a fuck buddy pass away like last year. Um, I think at least like we always we always said that she stopped contacting. Like she was sick. She was like had something, and I haven't gotten confirmation. But we always said that like if she stops responding, she's dead. So like I'm assuming that's what happened, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah,
Weird fucking friends. Uh, but yeah, like it's common. I mean, uh, weirdly many people have died in my vicinity, uh, which is like sad for me because I'm immortal.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, the whole um drag community is in mourning, as they would be because it it was one of their own that passed, and
Yeah,
you know, so yeah, we not that we anything, not that we can fucking you know say anything because they're not gonna you know have any sort of relevance as to who we are because we're just two people on a fucking podcast. But our condolences and thoughts go out to them,
yeah,
their family, and yeah, it's just shit, you know. Um,
yeah,
because she had big plans. She wanted to, like anyone, she had big dreams. She wanted to, do many more appearances and all of that, and it's just cut short. Um, so yeah, but I think on that note, um, that will be it for this week.
yeah.
'Cause
On
like
that
I said,
happy,
yeah, because like I
happy
said,
New Year's, motherfuckers.
yeah, because like I said earlier, we have two interviews coming up next week, so look forward to those, and
Yeah,
then we will,
I am.
and then
I
we,
love to do those. It's always fun. If you disconnect, I will just be. That's still the funniest fucking bit. Like the first time we had Sophie on, and you disconnect, and I spent like 15 minutes or whatever just
yeah,
talking about myself
yeah,
with the fucking real politician that we have on the show.
yeah, yeah. This time when it comes to interviewing Heather, we will keep it under the 2 hour mark because
Yeah, we'll keep it under the 7 hour mark.
yeah, because she is currently looking after a puppy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. It's been like both of the times I've lost track of time. Like
yeah,
she's fucking one of the greatest people I've interacted with. I love her. She's so fucking funny.
yeah, she is. So yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about um what's happened.
Yeah.
You know, that recently we'll probably touch more upon the Vivian's death or whatever. So you got that, and again, so Heather Patterson Monday, Susie Green Thursday next week.
Yeah.
And then we'll review a book or a film or a movie.
Yeah.
Mid February, I reached out to Peter Tatchell.
Huh?
I'm gonna reach out to him again in mid February, see if we can get an interview with him. I reached out to Legal to
Yeah.
pick up. He's absolutely interested in coming back on again, and it's gonna be
That'll be nice because like that episode is really interesting to listen to because you don't have a screaming moron just like cutting you off all the time.
yeah,
Like he gets to actually finish his fucking points.
yeah. So that will be just probably on the same day that I did it. I did the interview. Um,
And this year I probably won't lose my home just a week before.
yeah. Let me quickly. I think May 28th of this year. I think it's a Wednesday. I think.
Yeah, like if it's a Wednesday, it's a Wednesday.
But yeah, so we've got that to look forward to. So yeah, we've got some interviews lined up. I'm gonna reach out to some more people, see if we can get more interviews this year. Obviously scattered, so that we can still do our thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be it for tonight. Sorry for the delay, but we are officially back.
Back in business, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for listening. Um, Stay safe, and I know it's that time of year. So take care of your mental health. Always prioritize your mental health, regardless.
Yeah, and don't ski solo, you cokeheads out there. That's not cool. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Cocaine is a group activity.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So yeah, if you decide to do narcotics, don't be alone. You
Yeah.
know, be with be with a bunch of people who you trust, obviously, unless you want to live on the wild side, I guess.
Yeah, there are so many. There are so often I'm thinking like, with at some point I'm going to do like just a Max tells stories from her weird fucking life thing, and it's going to be genuinely fucking harrowing to some people,
Yeah.
and to me it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, bye everybody.
Bye. Right, let me stop recording before I forget.